a barrel roll.
Welcome to the Know. I'm Master Jenkins.
And I'm Gus Sorola.
Stop the presses, everybody, because alien life has just been discovered. It was in a video game, but it was still really cool.
Players in the space sim Elite Dangerous have been following the developers' hints across the game's massive universe of over 400 billion suns for the last 2 years and have finally made first contact.
Wow, a space sim developer actually came through on one of their promises. Imagine that. 2017 is full of firsts already.
Yay! The discovery of alien life in the game has much of the gaming community in a stir for a lot of reasons. For one, the years of cryptic teases by developer Frontier Developments that we've already mentioned. But two, it's actually done in a cool way that even non-fans should appreciate.
And they managed all that while keeping the information safe from data miners, preserving a huge and literally game-changing surprise for players that now has the entire Elite Dangerous community flipping out. And honestly, keeping it secret may be the most impressive part about the whole thing.
Yeah, all the commotion started yesterday when one player, DP Sayer, was on a routine hyperspace jump, or witch space it's called in the game, only to get suddenly pulled out of witch space for unknown reasons. Quick note, if you're not a fan of the game, getting pulled out of witch space is not common and actually never happens at all, ever, until now.
Dun 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 dun! Sayer's ship shut down, then a massive alien ship appeared out of nowhere to scan his craft and deliver a mysterious message before moving on.
Sayer uploaded the entire close encounter via Xbox DVR, and then history was made. Shortly after, Frontier Developments confirmed the authenticity of the alien sighting on Twitter.
When asked for more of a statement, the developer said to Ars Technica, "We are currently investigating reports of unusual sightings around the Elite Dangerous galaxy, but we are otherwise unable to comment on galactic rumor and speculation."
I like that they're playing into it.
Yeah.
It's cheeky. Now, a number of players are trying to make contact of their own with the aliens, known as Thargoids, and documenting where they're running into them. The subreddit has a huge list of coordinates and other video sightings, so players can try to track them down.
Now, generally, the subreddit is just a huge mess of players losing their collective shit about the appearance of the Thargoids. There's even a thread where they discovered that Galnet, the in-universe galactic news organization, actually kind of uses what looks like a Thargoid ship as its primary logo. So that's yet another tease that, in retrospect, the developers laid down.
Although to be fair, that's what a galaxy looks like, but maybe
okay.
The aliens look like galaxies for tinfoil hat reasons.
Why not? The existence of the Thargoids has been teased for years, dating further back than Elite Dangerous itself. They're a hostile, incredibly powerful insectoid race who were featured in a previous space sim, Frontier First Encounters, and have popped up in the lore of their other titles as well. I wonder if they're anywhere in Planet Ghoster. In 1984's Elite, for instance, players could occasionally run into Thargoids on hyperspace jumps gone bad, and usually, things didn't work out very well for the player.
Back in 2012, when Elite Dangerous was in the middle of getting its Kickstarter campaign funded, executive producer Michael Brooks said the Thargoids are still around. He later added on Frontier's official forums, "We'll be doing something far more with them in a future release."
Interesting. It seems like that time is now. What this means for the future of the game is unknown, but obviously incredibly exciting to the player base, who've been following Frontier's clues for the better part of 2 years now, hoping to find them. Up until recently, most of those were relegated to small things like ruins or strange objects out in the far reaches of space or crashed ships, that kind of stuff.
In August, players freaked out over the discovery of a crashed ship, which we now know to be Thargoid thanks to DP Sayer's sighting, and before that, certain unknown objects and unknown probes were discovered in the Merope system, some of which would shut down player ships or entire space stations if sold on the black market.
You really gotta hand it to Frontier for managing to keep this thing under wraps for so long, especially in a time where players are keen on data mining all of the game's surprises long before they ever surfaced.
Some gamers have speculated that one of the ways they've been able to hide the content for so long was by streaming it directly to players rather than keeping it in a patch, since the game requires an online connection to play. Others suggested they let it happen on Xbox One first, not exactly harder to data mine a console game, but much less common, before implementing the event into the PC version following Sayer's discovery.
The fact that Frontier teased this out for their players for years and then built up the hype and still managed to stick the landing, really remarkable. Even for people who don't play Elite Dangerous, you deserve a hand, and Gus doesn't give those out very often.
No.
The scene of DP Sayer's first encounter with Thargoids is actually really cool too. It's very cinematic.
I rarely give out handies. So cool, in fact, that there's even a thread about it on the No Man's Sky subreddit, claiming this is exactly the kind of big universe-shaping event that's missing from No Man's Sky, and it's easy to see where those players are coming from. This is the sort of stuff that people expected and wanted to discover in Sean Murray's huge universe with nothing to do, but instead they got a whole bunch of waddling, derpy dinosaurs.
But now you can have your own freighter, so you can haul more stuff around. So, and build a base, that's cool. So to be fair, whether or not there's much to do outside of discover one alien ship in Elite Dangerous is still up for debate, but this is a really nice accomplishment. The fact that so many in the gaming community are talking about this speaks to the promise of MMOs in general and what a lot of players seem to really want out of some of their shared universe games.
It's actually surprising that more games don't unleash these kinds of game-changing events more often. Usually this kind of thing is accompanied by a lot of fanfare, PR, and probably a $20 expansion fee.
A lot of marketing, millions of dollars, TV ads, all that kind of thing.
Or like, you know, a really bad Blizzard ARG that goes nowhere.
Right, so congrats to Frontier Developments for making good on player dreams and for actually coming through on your word. We'll see if the ensuing event actually lives up to the hype generated by this event, but judging by how these things usually go, keep your hopes reasonable. It is still a game. It's a really, really cool game. Yeah. But it's a game.
Keep the hype train in the station. What do you guys think of Elite Dangerous shaking things up with the discovery of alien life? Let us know in the comments.
And for future updates on more wacky space adventures, like this video and subscribe to The Know.
I'm gonna go buy Elite Dangerous now. It worked.
It's really creepy. It's really creepy, I'm telling you.
You know, a lot of people who got No Man's Sky and then were like, this isn't quite what I wanted it to be, have switched over.
Yeah, that's what whenever I would tweet about No Man's Sky, all the replies were always like, play Elite Dangerous. It fixes everything you're talking about.
Yeah.